sit down at a restaurant, order a Coca-Cola, but the waiter gives you that look. Sorry, we don't have Coke. Is Pepsi okay? No, Pepsi's not really okay, but you take one anyway. For as long as New York City's been New York City, Manhattan has been like the Coca-Cola. It's premier, it's preferred, but it's also very expensive. Even in Brooklyn, it's getting hard to find land now. But Queens? That's Pepsi. The city's biggest borough has a ton of open land, and some new, really exciting developments are going up that are testing whether luxury developers have an appetite for Queens, and whether they can get luxury buyers to come on out to the third borough. So developers, I'll ask you again, is Pepsi okay? About 7,000 apartments have been built in Queens in the last couple of years, and 137 buildings still have sponsor units available. That said, the borough's new development market has a few marquee projects that can make or break it each month. Now, before we get ahead of ourselves, let's start with some basics. There's all sorts of development going on throughout Queens, but today we're going to focus on the three waterfront neighborhoods: Astoria, Long Island City, and Hunters Point. The best buildings over here aren't all that different from the glass towers in Manhattan that can command tens of millions of dollars a piece. But over here, it's just a quick zip along the 7 train, and you can get Manhattan quality apartments for below Manhattan rents. Welcome to Long Island City. This hotspot accounts for roughly 60% of contracts signed in the borough, and in the last year, average prices are up 20% and contract activity is up 25%. Jackson Avenue is the yellow brick road of Queens. Most of the major new developments in Long Island City lie along this major artery, like the Skyline Tower and the Gallery. Hunters Point has a complicated relationship with Long Island City. Developers here like to say that their buildings are in Long Island City rather than Hunters Point because this neighborhood doesn't quite have the same clout yet. But that could all change soon. We're just a stone's throw away from Greenpoint, where the average apartment sells for $1.5 million. No, we're literally just a stone's throw away. Almost. It has the most new units in development, at around 1,700 set to come online soon, and the most new projects outside of Brooklyn, with 30 coming up right now. Hunters Point also has the third highest projected sellout of any neighborhood in the city, at north of $2 billion, and EDC is leading a 7-building development just behind me. Plus, it has a brand new waterfront park, which turned 11 acres of post-industrial space into a storm-resilient playground. Here we are in Astoria, the last leg of our tour. In this working-class immigrant neighborhood, you can get some of the best Greek food in the city. Most of the new developments here are only about 10 to 40 units, but a few mega developments are in the pipeline, and they could totally change the face of this neighborhood. Take Innovation Queens. Silverstein and Bedrock Real Estate Partners plan to remake 5 whole city blocks and build 2,700 new apartments. There's also Hallett's Point, where the developers plan to put up 3 towers and 1,300 apartments. Stay tuned to The Real Deal for all the latest updates on these projects and more.